Yo, so one thing I want to cover is clipping inside of your DAW. Now, a lot of people have seen this as a very terrible procedure, but if you think about it, a lot of the plugins that you guys use are meant to clip, distort, cut off, and remove your transient, your sine wave shape, and turn it more into a square wave wave shape. Now, clipping inside of your DAW is simply doing the same thing as any other clipper might do, except those plugins may have some added features. But what if you have a spiky transient that you really don't even need? That even if you got rid of 2 dB of that transient, the actual tonality of the sound doesn't change. You just got 2 more free dB out of your sound. All right, so here is the undoctored kick. If we zoom in and look at this kick drum, we have a pretty well-rounded kick that we started off with. But what if I wanted to take off some of these tail ends? Well, here's something you can do inside of the DAW. Not all of the kicks that you see inside of here have the same exact transient response, and that's usually due to a change in velocity when you're playing them, or if it's triggering different samples. Now I want to see how far I can go clipping some of these. Immediately, what you should start hearing is some of the tail end reverb starting to pick up. So this is about 1.5 dB. Now I'm going to drop it back down 1.5 dB. And as you see, we have some of these transients clipped off. One thing this ensures is that any spikes are taken care of. Let me give you another example. The snare. You can see in this snare that we kind of have 2 moments of large transients followed by typical stuff. We can get rid of a lot of these. You know, we don't want to end up with something like that. That's just going to take up space that we don't need. So we're going to get rid of that. All right, so I'm going to shift option 3. I'm going to bring this back down 5 dB. And as you heard, we didn't hear a big change in tone, but we have received 5 more dB of headroom just by clipping off that within the DAW and meeting the rest of these other transients. So all we did was square these off. We haven't touched a limiter, an EQ, a compressor, nothing. We just wanted to help get rid of transients that we do not need without having to use a plugin like a transient shaper to dynamically alter the signal. Because what this helps you do is take plugins like the Transient Master and make it really stand out, because now we can affect the transients on a more even scale. You're not going to have some transients more transient-y than others. So like I said, this gives you a whole 5 dB of headroom to play with. You know, after turning it up 5 dB, it was probably around, we probably actually got around 1.5 dB of headroom. But this goes to show that you can receive more headroom if you're working with primary drums or any kind of sound that have huge transients like this open hi-hat that you just want to get rid of because it's causing your limiter to spike, it's causing an issue with the compressor, anything. If it's because of a transient, you can just use this method and erase the transient. Just square wave it off because it's not really going to make that much of a difference. This is the same kind of concept of running your sound through an analog gear and pushing it to its limit to where the analog device must square off that sine wave because it cannot produce that transient. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe my channel. If you like me, please like and subscribe the channel. And as always, be in tune for more videos. All right, fam, take care.